Pictures that are clues to the facts, the fun facts about me, and I'm going to ask you, maybe try to guess based on what the pictures are. And we won't take too long to do this because we've got to get on with the message. But I think this will be fun. I think it'll give you a little more perspective of who I am, where I came from, and some of the things that go on in my life. So, starting with the upper right here. Couple pictures there. I don't know if you can make it out very good, but very quickly, anybody have an idea on what the fun fact associated with those pictures are? So you got a picture of Gasparilla and a picture of the Florida Aquarium. You got to yell loud. All right.
Are you from Tampa?
I'm from Tampa.
Tampa. I love Tampa.
Born and raised in Tampa, and a fun fact within the fun fact is that in 1989 I was invited to actually participate in the Gasparilla Parade. So I got to dress up as a pirate, got the scar, the bullet hole, makeup, and got to walk the 3-mile parade route there in downtown Tampa. So that's a fun event. Used to do that a lot when I was a kid. All right, the middle picture should be pretty easy.
You're married to
Okay, I have a wife. I'm Blue. It's my first wife. Okay. And so, 1984, so you can do the math. My wife and I, Valerie, she's in the cafe. We've been married about 40 years, a little over 40 years. We've actually been seeing each other for about 42 and a half years, but actually married since 1984. All right, so on to picture number 3. Okay, chili contest, right. I love doing chili contests. I like doing barbecue. I like doing it. And this picture was actually taken in 2012 or 2013 in Omaha, Texas. And this is the pot of chili I made for that competition. I was able to do pretty well. Actually, I think those are 2013 trophies there. But that is Fred's Red Texas Chili. All right, so let's go down to the bottom. What do you think that clue is? Okay. Okay, I am a graduate I'm a graduate of the University of South Florida. I do have a degree in physics. And so that is the little clue there. I actually graduated in 1984, the same year I got married, so I've been out of school for a long time. I probably have forgotten most of what I learned. But anyway, let's continue on. The last clue we have. I do know Morse code. I am very fluent in Morse code. I've been doing it since I was 14 years old. And this is a picture of me recently at Lakefront Park using Morse code with my small little low-power transceiver there to talk to people around the world. So I'm also a ham radio operator, and I've been doing that for nearly 50 years. So it just gives you a sense of how old I am. But I also started very young. So those are some fun facts about me. So now you know a little bit about me. You probably might guess, based on my background and some of the things I do. I tend to be a little bit introverted. But once you get to know me, I will open up to you and talk to you. And some people say I have a pretty decent sense of humor. All right, well, let's go on to the next slide. We're going to introduce our topic tonight. Sophie Kills the Vibe. We started a series, I think it was just before Thanksgiving. It's called Dark Room Faith, talking about subjects that are a little more difficult to talk about, some things that we don't talk about in the open. And we are picking that up after the holidays. And tonight's title of our message, and we're going to watch a video here in just a moment, is Sophie Kills the Vibe. And to kind of set this up, I've put some questions on the board here for us to think about as you watch the video here in just a few minutes. It's about a 9-minute video, so I apologize that it's a little long. But I think as you watch this, if you'll pick up on the main themes of what's being communicated, not so much the nuts and bolts of what's going on in the video, but the themes that are being communicated, some of these things may pop up, like what is morality? Morality is just a system of principles or ideas that help us or inform us of what we consider good, right, and just versus what are bad, what is bad, wrong, and unfair. And so this video we are going to watch talks a little bit about morality, but there's some other deeper things that we need to consider as we watch this. So we want to also know, is morality objective? Is it the same for all people at all times and all circumstances? That's something that we need to understand that. Well, who determines what is moral? Who gets to make that call? And then next to our last question is, are we moral beings? Are we moral beings? I would argue, yes, we are moral beings because we are created in the image of God, and God is moral. So I would argue that we are moral beings. But I'll let you look at the video and maybe you ponder those questions. And then lastly, why are we even asking these questions? Why are we asking questions like morality and is it objective? What does that have to do with anything? Well, folks, whether you understand or are cognizant of it, you are living in the marketplace of ideas. You are surrounded by messaging all the time. And of course, with cell phones and social media and all the technology we have today, that messaging is bombarding you constantly, and it's promoting a worldview. It's promoting their idea of morality. And they're trying to convince you that what they're selling is good for you. And so when we talk about these type of things, we also need to talk about the idea of sin. And that's where we're going to kind of land tonight, because in the center of all this stuff is something called sin. We need to know what that is, and we need to know what it looks like, and we need to know if there's anything we can do about it. So, as we get ready to watch the video, let me just set the video up real quick. So Sophie and her friends are talking. Sophie and her friend, this is kind of how this sequence starts out. But her friend had a real easy assignment. Go over to a friend's house and watch the dog. Well, this friend decided to throw a party. Things get out of hand, things go sideways, and Sophie is trying to talk to her friend about what just happened and what the implications were. You're going to see kind of a clash of worldviews, and we'll talk about that on the other side of the video. But why don't we go ahead and roll the video, and then we'll come back and talk about it.